Hey, it's your resident 24-year-old undergrad student who'd rather switch majors 3 times than commit to a future, Veronica Winter. Here to talk to you about those cute little pom-poms you see flying around on a sunny spring morning, bees. If you've ever gone through the day and found yourself stopping to stare off in the distance dramatically and think to yourself, man, what are we going to do about these effing bees? Then congratulations, you came to the right place. Alright, so you may not be like me and randomly question your existence in the context of bees on a daily basis, but here's why you'll start to care and want to run to your local plant nursery as soon as possible. Back in 2016, while admittedly a lot of awful things were going on, you may remember your Facebook friends posting about saving the bees and changing their banners and all of this in an attempt to support with little actual effort put in. Alright, yes, I was totally a part of that, but regardless, bees were all over the news and organizations were popping up left and right dedicated to figure out what the HE double hockey sticks was going on. The big mystery turned out to be in this colony collapse disorder that was causing bee colonies to fail and the bees to die. The cause of this disaster was later recognized as, are you sitting tight in your chair? Are you? A side effect for pesticide use. I know, absurd, right? Humans causing problems for nature? Wild, but true. With our desire for pest-free crops and a drive to control the natural order of things to make our own lives easier, we were single-handedly aiding in the decline of one of the most important pollinator services in existence. Wah, wah. And if all this has you feeling just kinda helpless, sit tight, because it's gonna get worse before it gets better. While the UK has recently banned pesticides and insecticide usage, the US is, well, still a few steps behind. What else is new? The most important thing for these tiny little fluff balls? Bees. Yes, I mean bees. The most important thing for these bees is a clean food source free of poison and full of pollen. Just as your crunchy granola, yoga pants wearing friend who carries around reusable bags in her car may tell you, local is best. Yes, that friend is once again me, but the message is still the same. Just as you'd rather buy fruits and veggies from your local farmer's market, the bees rather go to local native plants and flowers. Excuse me, is this certified organic? One study conducted by researchers at North Carolina State University and University of Massachusetts Amherst found that sunflowers actually have the capability to act as an antibiotic for these bees. With colonizing the world and introducing species to an area where they are not native, you run the risk of introducing bacteria or fungus to the native species of that ecosystem. With introduction of the European honeybee to America, they have brought with them certain pathogens that our native bumblebees just aren't equipped to deal with. Cryphidia bombi, or C. bombi, is a common gut parasite affecting fitness of bumblebees that has been introduced to wild bees from commercial honeybee colonies. This bad bug will enter the bee system and infect the gut microbiome, which, just like in humans, this plays a major role in their overall health. Altered biomes can potentially result in changed behavior, reduced lifespan, and even physical deformities. Most European honeybees have a gut microbiota that can protect against this parasite, but native bees here just don't. Now, awful, right? Yes, of course. Don't worry, this is where it gets better. The good news is that in that sunflower that I mentioned earlier, its pollen has been found to dramatically lower the rate of infection by this parasite and resulted in better overall colony health. This is just one prime example that shows us that not only are native plants better designed for interaction with pollinators, they could also have a wide variety of health effects that we just don't know anything about yet. Now, here's the fun part where you come in. The best way to help these bees and save not only them, but let's face it, the world, is to plan your own native pollinator garden filled to the brim with local flora that will attract bees faster than you could say boy howdy. Think of it as a modern day victory garden, and the victory is saving the planet. SUNY Purchase is even trying to set the right example by establishing their own pollinator garden. This project is bringing together multiple disciplinaries, including anthropology, sociology, museum studies, and even the art kids, to try to create a space that welcomes the birds, the bees, and the students. By bringing together multiple different groups, the education of why this is so important spreads to more than just the science people and gives everybody the right tools to explain why this is so necessary. Just to add a little bit more excitement to this project, the college is also working to set up their own beehives on campus. This will not only bring more pollinators to the table in a healthy, pesticide-free setting, but can be used for educational purposes and even to eventually produce honey. Now, hear me out. I'm not suggesting everyone become Beekeeper Bob and set up their own hives, but setting up just like a little garden with maybe even a theme of fairies or gnomes or whatever tickles your fancy is enough to help these little buggers who are just trying to do their jobs. A quick Google search or a conversation with your local nursery can properly show you what you should plant in your new little oasis, And after you're done setting it up and you've invited your friends or your grandma or whoever you want to come over for some tea and to show off your new hangs, keep a lookout for those little fluffy workers just enjoying the fruits of your labor. To quote A Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. Okay, bye-bye.